What's up guys, my name is Daniel Dring. I'm a photographer, videographer, filmmaker, content creator, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm going to run down for you a little bit about who I am, what I shoot, and what's in my camera bag. So just for some context, my girlfriend Emily and I run this business together. It's called Dream Creative. You can check out our website if you want to see some of our work or scroll through my YouTube channel. We do weddings, real estate, vacation rentals, content for brands and businesses, and some like corporate promotional videos. So we do a really wide range of things, and it leads us to need a pretty versatile kit. So I just want to kind of tell you a little bit about what we have and how we use it, why we chose it, some things we might like to have. So let's get right into it. I'll just start with the coolest part, that is the camera. We have two Sony a7 IIIs. That's what we shoot on. The main reason I love the a7 IIIs and I haven't really changed to a different camera yet is because, for one, the price is fantastic for the value. I got into this camera a little over 2 years ago, and at that time, which was 2019, there was just really no better bang for your buck on the market. I don't think anybody would even argue that. It was kind of future-proofing. It was mirrorless. You got so much. I mean, you got 4K capability, great photography, great videography, 1080, 120. I mean, there was everything you could desire at that time was really in this camera, and at a fantastic price point. At the time, it was around $2,200. Now it's around $1,700. Still super relevant. I run into people all the time that are using this camera. I love it. I do want some more cameras, but I just, at this time, being able to rent gear and with the Sony a7 IV not being out yet, I just haven't quite felt the need to pull the trigger on another camera. I still am improving myself and really just starting to unlock the full capabilities of this, and I think still at this time I'm adding things like audio equipment and lenses, ND filters, all that stuff adds more value to my clients and my business than upgrading my camera. And this is an amazing camera. I mean, I love it, I have no complaints. It's been the foundation for two different people's careers, and I'm happy with that. So the next thing I will share is my camera bag, because I think the camera bag, a lot of people talk about it, but it's kind of, for me, the way we do things, a run and gun type of style, doing a lot of outdoors content, a lot of personal content for YouTube. Getting this Brevity jumper actually did lead me to create more, because I was more likely to grab this bag and it being able to store my camera somewhat safely and take it more places that I otherwise wouldn't have. Like, I can throw this on my back if I'm riding a four-wheeler, if I'm jumping on a boat. Like, there's just so many more places I can take this and have my camera super accessible through this side entry pocket. I can do a whole video on this. If you're interested, please comment and let me know. But it just allowed me to take my camera more places and have it with me, accessible, ready to use. Moving right along, we have the 16-35 G Master 2.8. Hindsight, whether I would have got it or not, I don't really know. I can't say at this point. It's really hard. I love this lens because it's been, I would say, a good lens for us. Like, from a business perspective, it's been profitable. Gives you a lot of ways to earn money and create content. You can get great, portraits with photo, going down to 2.8 or 35 millimeters. Then you can open it all the way up to 16. Have a great wide angle perspective for real estate, wedding videos. So you can get a lot done with this lens. You could probably start an entire business, entire career with just this one lens, which really Emily and I have been able to do. If it was just a perfect world, I probably would go the entire prime route. So I probably would get a 14 millimeter lens and maybe only a 24 and a 35 G Master to replace this lens. But I can't say, because I haven't actually owned those. I would like to maybe try them. I've rented the 24, I liked it, but I haven't got to use it in all the situations. And sometimes until you actually have them and use them in those situations, it's difficult to say. I wouldn't discourage anyone from getting this lens. There's several great options out there, but this lens has been great for us. I can't knock it. I won't. The focus is great. you can get with the IBIS and the camera, especially at 16, between that 16 and 24 range, you're wide enough to where handheld or with the camera strap, you can get some really good movement footage that's not too shaky, and I love that. The next lens we have, I do not have it with me actually because I'm in the process of trading it, but it's the 24-70 G Master 2.8.
Once again, that was the first lens, not the first lens I ever owned, but it was the first Sony lens I ever owned, the first 2.8 lens I ever owned.
And it was literally what we built our career around. I even did a real estate video shoot with it, which led to a bunch more shoots.
And then all the way from portraits, wedding video,
brand photos and videos, my YouTube stuff, that lens is what started our entire career. And whenever I bought that, I don't think the Sigma was out at the time. If it was brand new. There weren't really many reviews on it. Nobody really owned it, so I didn't see a lot of
review on it, but if you could get that now at a much better price point, we are going to trade it in for a 35 G Master 1.4 because it just serves our business better. Emily does a ton of portraiture, we do a lot of wedding photos, but I'll speak on it. It is great because you have so much versatility, and especially if you're starting out. When I started out, if I had started out on 2 primes,
I think it could have been really challenging for me because I think I just would have missed shots.
Because you just don't have that ability to zoom, and you can get you can get a wide perspective and a telephoto perspective without moving.
And it just allows you to work fast and create an interesting edit until you have a style. Now we have more of a style. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want. So it's easier to improve my quality with primes because I know exactly what I want and I know the lenses I want to get what I want.
When before I didn't, I needed that versatility from 24 to 70. I think Emily could attest to that as well. And then the third lens we own, we're filming on right now, it is the Sony Zeiss 55 1.8, and
it's amazing. It just changed our portraiture game. For so many reasons. I think the color on it looks fantastic. It's just a great lens. I like the bokeh. I like the form factor. It's so small, it's lightweight. Like I said, we do a lot of run and gun, hunting, fishing, camping, outdoors content, hiking, to where a light kit is so important. And just being able to have a small camera that'll fit in my brevity bag, I can always keep on my back with a bottle of water. It allows us just to get more shots, and I like that. Also, throughout a wedding day, when you have really heavy lenses, it hurts you. I can't, and
I don't want to be that whiny photographer who's like, oh, I'm more out.
But when you're on your feet all day in that high stress environment and you're just holding a 10-pound weight in front of you, or what feels like 10 pounds, I don't know what this lens weighs, or the 24-70, but they're heavy. And the 55 it's so light, it's versatile, it's just an incredible lens. I can't say enough good things about it. The one knock I would say is sometimes the autofocus to me hunts a little bit, especially wide open for video. You can just stop down to f2.0 or f2.2, and it helps with that a little bit, and it doesn't really take away from your bokeh or your light, your low light capabilities. It's still really good there, so I would really suggest that lens to anybody. In fact, anybody starting out, and if you're not going to do, depending on what you're going to do, the 55, that and some sort of wide, either a 24 or 35, would be an incredible pairing to do just about anything. So, okay, moving on. That is our camera and lens setup. So everything you've seen from us pretty much through this point has been with the A7 III, 16-35, 24-70, and the 55 1.8. All incredible gear. That's all you need to really get a career going. And then I'm going to add in some of the fillers that we have here.
Starting out, we've got the DJI Mavic Air.
This has been awesome. I feel like a lot of people sometimes in camera reviews, they don't talk about the business end of it, and me as a new person, like, the business end's kind of a big deal, and as much as I have this love-hate relationship with the drone, people just go nuts about it, and it's really such a small part of photography and videography. but people love drones, and it has been a moneymaker. People like that look, they like that perspective, you know, and
it's an awesome piece of equipment. It took my game, I feel like both of Emily and I's game, to the next level with the videos. It helps so much, and it can just really quickly level you up, because
an establishing shot with a drone, if that is your first shot, you're gonna get people looking. It's just a reality. If your story's not there, no, it doesn't matter, but
if you have a fantastic story, the drone only improves that. So I love the drone. DJI Mavic Air has been good. I would like to have something that's a little more stable in flight,
but I've had this now for
2 years roughly, maybe 3. I think just shy of 3 years. But I just not really got good at flying it, to be honest. I've flown it a lot, and I've just got more comfortable with being able to look around and identify trees without like visually having to see it. Like I can get in the car, look at the screen,
and fly just based on seeing the screen. But something a little wider where I could fly and it didn't have that jerky look would be nice. So maybe like a Mavic Pro or something. But I have mentioned already, I do value a small kit. This is small, it fits in the top of my backpack, and just allows me to get more shots flat out. So that I do like. The next thing, I have this Rode video mic. It's not the Go, it's not the Pro, it is like the ancient huge one. But it's been good. The audio quality is good. The thing is just huge. I mean, it is absolutely enormous, and it takes a battery. I hate that. The batteries die after a whole wedding day.
I might get 2 wedding days, so I might get like 24 hours. So if you're just like creating content, that's fine, or doing more short form stuff. But if you're filming something all day, like a wedding,
the battery is just a real drag. It's not rechargeable. They're like $10 a piece. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, but now when you're shooting a wedding, sometimes 2 weddings a week, it's not great. Or if you're in the cold, the battery dies quick. It's better to run like what I've got on top of my camera right now is the Rode Video Micro. I really like that so far. It's what you're hearing the audio on right now. This does have better audio quality, but I don't know that it matters. I think there's like a level of diminishing returns with audio. This is a good mic. It has discouraged me from using a mic sometimes though, because it doesn't fit on the camera in the bag, and it's so big. I can't quickly take it on and off. I have to remember to flip the switch on. You might see the green light there. It's been good. I feel like if there's better options at a better price point now, probably wouldn't go with this, but it's been good for me. But I am beginning to move on past this. I think I'm gonna try. There's a few mics I'm gonna try. I want to try the Rode Video Mic NTG, potentially the Video Mic Pro, maybe the Deity. Sony came out with one, but for now, for me, the Micro is really good.
Okay, so in my professional work, typically I'm gonna put one of these recorders for like a wedding day.
A Sony recorder. So
I'm not gonna use the on-camera mic as my main source of audio most of the time.
So just having something for content creation personally, or for run and gun like hunting type stuff, the Rode Video Micro is great. I have these Sony recorders.
It's like the Sony ICD TX650 is what this recorder is.
This is what we use for our weddings. We mic the official, we mic the groom, which this is a recorder, it's not a mic, so don't come after me for that. But these have been fantastic. There's a lot of good reviews out there on them, and
outside they perform wonderful. The audio is so good from them outside. They handle wind well. Inside they don't handle echo great.
It just is what it is. You put some music over it, work on it in post a little bit, it's generally fine. But I will say they don't handle inside audio great. It is what it is.
I would like to add some other mics soon, but that's another world I'm working on getting into. Getting there slowly but surely.
These are fantastic. You can build a career with these and get some great audio quality, and I would actually recommend now. I think these are like between $60 and $100. I can't remember a piece. The Rode now has the Rode Rode Wireless Go system. I would recommend that. There's still a place for these, I think, but if you were just gonna get an off-camera mic, I would go with the Rode. Video might go. If you want me to go ahead and buy that and review it, let me know and I will. I think I'm going to anyways, but
that's what I would do. I've got a GoPro
Hero 7. I don't hardly ever use it, so I'm just not going to talk about it much. GoPros are cool. Everybody loves them who's not really in the video world. If you're in the video world, the photo world, I just prefer a real camera. It's more fun for me. Don't use it near as much as I used to. The one thing that it's valuable for to me is getting an underwater shot. I like underwater shots. I get fish release with them a lot. That is really, really cool. I might run over it like on my 4-wheeler or something for a cool shot. Maybe pour some water on it. Like I did one time on a shoot in a blender, shooting like a smooth commercial. Poured it on there. It was neat. Other than that, I just don't use it. Only for super like creative, weird things like that. But on a shoot, I don't pull it out.
Just don't use it. Like it's cool. The underwater shot, it's kind of like the drone shot.
You get a drone shot, you get an underwater fish release shot. It's a attention grabber. It's cool to start off with. It's great when I was snowboarding. I used it some. It was great for that. Like in a real
rugged environment where you're really putting your camera through the paces, it might be valuable. But even then, especially for clients, it's not it. It's only it for a very niche thing. Doesn't add a lot of value, I don't think, to your overall business or my overall business. So I'll move on from that. The last thing, my Sony RX100 Mark V, I believe, is the one I have. Does 4K. This was before I got into the mirrorless. I owned a Canon SL2, and then I paired it with this, and then I ended up going with the A7 III after that. I actually love this thing. I've gotten some really good shots with it. Handheld, video-wise, it's not real stable. It takes great photos. It's got 1.8, I think it's a 24-70, 1.8 to 2.8. So it's on a crop sensor. It's really good for like that in between maybe the GoPro and the real camera, but which I would call the A7 III. I've got a lot of use out of it. Like every once in a while I'll still use it for like a vlog or behind the scenes or something. It's tiny, fits in my pocket. Like I like the idea of it, but I've gotten to the point where I just love the look of a real camera, especially with the prime lens. It looks so good. And like if you I would rather pair up with the cost of these now, and especially one that supports a mic jack, like the RX100 Mark 7 or whatever we're on now that has the mic jack. You can just get an A7 III with a 24G master for the same price, and you have so many more doors open to you, and the quality is just like so much better. And like I said, it just opens so many more doors, both professionally and personally. You put a Rode Video Micro on an A7 III with a 24mm G master, you've got this like tiny beast of a camera that can do anything from photo to video at a super high level. And you know, that's kind of what I would recommend as opposed to going this route. There's some specific instances where this is great. I like to have it, kinda. I would consider selling it, really. If you want to buy it, let me know. But I do like it. I'm glad I had it. I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I used it. Sometimes I'm still glad to have it. I'll use it occasionally. So I don't want to knock it because it is a fantastic camera. It's really cool. There's a lot of personal stuff like behind the scenes content and just like personal stuff that I put on YouTube that I have of like my dogs and my girlfriend that I wouldn't have got if I didn't have this camera. So I'm thankful for it. But just from more of a professional perspective and like a dollar perspective, you just get so much more for these cameras at not too high of a price. A couple other things that I really like. I've got these Aperture MC lights, multicolor MC minis maybe. Come with a diffuser, got a bunch of cool different settings. I'm using one of them to assist the backlight from this window right now. Really good. They're just really cool to have. Like you can, in the studio, in the studio, or even with some of my real estate shoots at a wedding, I can throw them behind the cake, or put them in certain spots just to create an accent light or create a little bit of depth. Quickly light something, traveling, light something.
get a quick product shot. They're great for that, versatile, inexpensive. I have some newer lights on a stand. They're just not that good, honestly. I would rather have just bought a couple of these as opposed to those newer lights, and just bought like a really good, powerful, bright, battery-powered aperture light, like a 120D or something. That's a better light. I would just rather have a couple of these first until I got those. These are great for like in the studio. If I'm filming in my office at night, I can light myself with these or any small things I'm shooting pretty effectively. So those are awesome to have in the bag. I had a fly cam for a while. I used it for maybe 2 or 3 weddings, and after that I just never used it. I have a cage that I use handheld for weddings, but it's not something that lives in my camera bag all the time. It's more for specific applications. I have some other equipment. I do have a Manfrotto 290 light tripod, so just like a normal travel tripod, pretty lightweight, with an Arca Swiss head mount. And for the first time this has ever happened to me filming this video, my S7 III hit me with a 30-minute record limit.
I was rambling anyways. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you got some value, and
hope you'll subscribe. Peace.